Why have we as human beings given money so much power when the real purpose of money was to serve us?
That's very true and you beautifully put it. More money, more fear sometimes. You start with freedom and you end up in fear because money is addressing your fear.
No moolah, no hula. No money, no honey, no cash, no splash. You get the drift.
The purpose of this episode for me was that don't run away, don't get scared of money.
Money is a friend.
If I have money, I can do what I want when I want. What was your scarcity mindset? What was your abundant mindset?
Scarcity mindset is कि हमारी इतनी कमाई है, हमें इसमें ही रहना है. Abundance mindset is dream big. And the more you spend, the more you earn. Have gratitude that you have money. Don't give away that feeling to fear.
My Nana used to say, spend and God will send.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
The minute you write it down, energy starts flowing there.
I have books written. Welcome to my show, Molly Kapoor. Welcome to F for
Thank
Freedom.
you so much.
If money was a person sitting in front of you, imagine me as money, what would your relationship be with money? Would your relationship with money be that of a strict parent, a flaky, unreliable friend, or a controlling partner, or a generous ally? I don't know why I asked you this question.
I have experienced all four in my life. But at this point, I feel it's a friend for me. Money is a friend. Yeah, it's a generous ally. It's helping me or aiding me to do what I want and live the way I want.
Yeah, to be free.
But at the same time, we have a very comfortable, positions for ourselves. Neither am I controlling the money, nor is money controlling me. We are there for each other.
Nice, symbiotic.
Symbiotic.
Also, money has this insane ability to touch our deepest fears, like a fear of not being safe, like it is for me, or fear of being rejected by society, or fear of not being seen, because if I have money, I'll be seen. It also has another beautiful ability to touch our deepest desires. Like for me, desire of freedom is very important. If I have money, I can do what I want when I want. Also, a desire of power as a status symbol. Money does that for you. Love. People will love me more if I have a lot more money. These are all facts of life.
Yeah.
Right? So, why have we as human beings given money so much power when the real purpose of money was to serve us? Instead, it's enslaved us.
That's very true and you beautifully put it. It's somehow from a convenience standpoint has become a control standpoint. Money, instead of providing convenience and being a means to an end, has actually become an end.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, it is. See, it goes very deep as a psychology, Shonali. So, I used to hear people say that, oh, when I earn 5 crores, I'll retire and enjoy my life. Okay, those people are sitting at 50 crores, 100 crores, and they're still not retired. They're only more fearful. Okay, so you rightly said, more money, more fear sometimes. Okay, and fear also leads to bad health because you're only chasing more money and you're ignoring other aspects of life. So I think it goes very deep within. Okay, now it all depends on what is the psychological need you're addressing with money. Okay, you start with freedom and you end up in fear. ऐसे नहीं होता है. Somewhere you've lost the plot. Okay, if the end goal is freedom, okay, then you have to develop other aspects of yourself, which is your inner worth, happiness, to be able to enjoy that freedom. Otherwise, you will only chase fear and only chase more money because money is addressing your fear.
What fear?
Fear, as you rightly said. Yeah, fear of, let's say, a status, fear of losing all the money.
With a board on it. What is, okay, I think I know where this is going. What is this twisted connection between self-worth and net worth?
Self-worth is how you value yourself. Like, very simplistically. And self-worth allows you to choose what brings you value. Okay, so our choices are all dependent upon what is it that I'm holding within. If your self-worth is low, okay, you will depend upon external factors to validate your value.
Let me collect the valuables so I can show people
That this is my value.
Hmm.
Okay, those are the physical aspects of your value. That's not real value. Because people with 5 homes or houses may also not have enough self-worth. It could come out of insecurity rather than security. You understanding? Little twisted
No,
again.
no, it
Yeah?
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so self-worth is very important, and self-worth is not fueled just by money. Self-worth is fueled by feeling complete within.
Hmm.
Okay, when you're complete within, you will still have enough and more.
Hmm.
Okay, but you'll enjoy it rather than being controlled by it.
So a greedy person.
Hmm.
For me, I've always thought a lot about greed as a concept because I see it around me all the time, everywhere. And somewhere I feel disconnected from that
Hmm.
thinking. I don't know, my self-worth is low. I don't know why I disconnect myself from that thinking. But I feel like, greed is another way of just a low self-worth scenario, isn't it? Because you are trying to show other people that look how much I have.
Yeah,
And that's the more I have, the bigger I am,
yeah,
right? And there's no end to being bigger
yeah,
because there's always someone bigger than you.
yeah.
And that's an endless race
It's a competition
that one gets
yes.
into.
Yes.
What was
Because
your scarcity mindset? What was your abundant mindset?
Scarcity mindset is कि हमारी इतनी कमाई है,
Hmm.
हमें इसमें ही रहना है.
Acha.
Abundance mindset is dream big. And the more you spend, the more you earn. That's what I live by now.
Oh, nice.
It's abundant mindset. I don't now worry about gratifying myself with a nice luxurious gift or something.
Huh.
Because I know that it'll come back to me.
So
Even
so-
if it doesn't come back, I have earned my right to spend my money the way I want.
So what kind of money beliefs can I embody
Yeah.
so that I become abundant in life?
Most of all, I think have gratitude that you have money.
Hmm.
Okay. And be in control of that feeling. Don't give away that feeling to fear. Okay. That's a very, very important state to be in. Gratitude for having money. Gratitude that we are able to spend the money the way we want.
Hmm.
And believe that it is coming when I need it. I will always have enough for my needs. And it'll happen.
And that's how you transmute your fear
Absolutely.
into
To
confidence.
To a belief system which is abundant. That if I'm spending 100, okay, I have the capability to spend 100. My money is not running out. Nobody's money is running out. Most of the people are not foolish enough to spend all their money. Agree?
I don't know.
We are all logical.
Okay.
Just that we don't spend even enough that we can spend.
So you should spend.
Should spend. Just enjoy the money.
My Nana used to say, spend and God will send.
Spend and God will send.
Yeah.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
And it's wisdom, right?
It is wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if money is giving you fear will induce more fear.
Correct.
If money is giving you happiness, it'll give you more happiness. It's just what you're chasing.
So chase the joy, not the
Chase
fear.
the joy. Chase the joy.
Because fear can't really be removed, right? It can only change its shape
It can
or change its form. So you can
Absolutely.
transmute fear into joy.
into joy.
And that's
into
my choice.
belief.
And
Into
that's my-
confidence. And that's my choice.
And that's my choice.
Yeah. Why do we fear that tomorrow everything will be over? Why is that thought there in the first place? What
Well-
makes you believe? I know it's a conditioning. These are value systems. These are beliefs. These are also circumstances. There are people who've seen that things have been lost overnight. There are people like that. Okay. And I totally respect it. But today we have the conscious choice to change that belief. Right? And that's where we are coming from. That you have a choice today to change that belief and not be stuck in the past. Okay, and that's what we're discussing right now.
Yeah.
कि आगे का सोचो. And future is bright.
Look at your smile when you said that.
Exactly.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
अभी वही हम बोलेंगे नहीं कल क्या होगा पता नहीं. Look at my face.
Yeah.
We'll all be like sad and down, and actually we will create that future.
Fear of the future.
It will create more fear.
Yeah.
It will create more fear-induced circumstances. Your actions today will change if you are taking fear-based action.
So sometimes when people ask you how much will you, they'll ask me, Shonali, how much इसके लिए आप कितना charge करोगे for this event? And I go like, sometimes the fear kicks in.
हाँ.
मैं दादा तो नहीं बोल रही. What if I lose a job if I quote this
Yeah,
much?
yeah.
But I'm good. I'm really good at my job. I think I deserve that much. But what if they find someone cheaper?
Right.
So this took me a while, to change this way of thinking.
Yeah, it's self-worth.
Yeah.
If you value your value, you know what you have to ask.
Nice. Okay, so let's.
Otherwise, again, it'll go back to compromise. Compromise is a lack position.
Ha.
It's a lack position.
So give me some indicators, huh? Like when I'm approaching money as a topic, or my future of with money,
Yeah.
or the concept of money. Money सोचते बहुत लोगों का एक energetic reaction आता है जो थोड़ा सा panic में जाता है,
हाँ.
fear में जाता है. How do I change that and make money my best friend?
I do that for a living, Shonali.
Yeah. How do
I teach people on how to create love out of money rather than fear out of money.
So how do I look at money with love?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we touched upon this subject, like, is money controlling you? Because if money is controlling you, it is giving you fear.
Acha, that's a good indicator.
It's a very good indicator. Okay, now, आप कितना भी money chase कर दो, but if the fear is not going, immediately you should know that there is something else to be looked at. Yeah, the fear itself, the trigger point is fear. Means that you don't have a great relationship with money. Change the relationship with money. Every time you spend, be very grateful. I got the opportunity to spend the money. How many people are able to spend that money? Okay. Second indicator is holding anything. If you're holding somebody's money,
किसी और का पैसा.
किसी और का पैसा अगर आपने पे नहीं किया है, that's a very big indicator that you fear losing money. Actually, you're not losing. आप कुछ exchange कर रहे हो ना, उसका ही तो पैसा देना है ना. तो आप उसको thankful क्यों नहीं हो कि आपको कुछ मिला है उसके रिटर्न में? आप fear क्यों कर रहे हो कि मेरा खर्चा हो रहा है? नहीं, आपका खर्चा नहीं हो रहा है.
बहुत लोग खर्चे से डरते हैं.
हाँ, तो वो डर ही बैठेगा उनके में. अगर आप डरोगे तो डर बैठेगा. अगर आप उसको थैंक्स बोलोगे कि मुझे ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है कि मैं अपने लिए ये खरीद सकूं, इट्स सच अ ग्रेट फीलिंग. कितने लोगों को ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है?
मैं कहता आई डू दिस, आई स्पेंड and I say 100 more will come back to me.
Yeah.
Or 10 times more will come back to me.
That's a limit.
And then when I'm spending, I'm really enjoying it because I know.
And you're grateful.
Yeah.
You got the opportunity to spend. So these are some indicators. Even for businesses, there are indicators. Okay, so let's say there are many CFOs who believe कि आप जितना delay payment करोगे उतना अच्छा है.
तो इंडिया में हर जगह होता है, चेक्स के पीछे भागना पड़ता है.
I believe in paying it forward. आप मेरे से अभी लेके जाओ पैसा. मैं जैसे ही अपने उसमें स्पेस बनाऊंगी मेरे पास और पैसा आएगा. जब मैं पकड़ के बैठूंगी तो जगह ही नहीं है ना पैसा आने की. You understand what I'm saying? Because the basic energy of money is flow state. The more it flows, the more it grows. Let it go. It's okay. More is coming to you.
The more it flows, the more it grows.
Yes.
I like it.
जिधर भी आप उसको सेविंग अकाउंट में बिठा के रखोगे या अपने घर में बिठा के रखोगे वो डीग्रो होएगा. जैसे आप उसको फ्लो में डालेंगे. इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इज फ्लो स्टेट, राइट?
अच्छा, ओके.
इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इज फ्लो स्टेट. जैसे आप उसको फ्लो में डालोगे, जैसे आप खर्चा करोगे, फ्लो स्टेट, वो बढ़ेगा.
Just keep moving.
It has to move. It has to move. It has to nurture. The basic element of money is to create things. Money has to create, not destroy. It should not destroy your peace of mind.
It is a tool to create.
It is not to create. It should nurture you. It should grow something. Okay, for that it has to move.
Let's do a rapid fire round with you, huh? I'm going to give you a symptom and you give me the psychological money mindset around
Okay,
it.
good. Okay, interesting.
Overspending is often an indication of dash.
Seeking gratification externally.
So low self-worth?
Low self-worth.
Okay.
I think it's a void.
Need for validation.
No, it's just a void. Let's say a void of happiness. You're lacking that and you're seeking it from outside.
Okay.
कि आज मैं ये shopping कर लूंगी तो मैं बहुत खुश हो जाऊंगी. It's momentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Undercharging for your work is usually a sign of
Low self-worth.
constantly comparing your salary to the others. Points to? How tricky one?
Again, I think low self-worth and low confidence.
Hoarding money without enjoying it.
Fear.
Fear
Of just losing everything.
okay. Feeling guilty every time you buy something for yourself.
That you don't deserve it. So it's again lack of self-value. That you don't value enough that you can spend your own money. You don't even respect yourself enough that you deserve it. So it's a lack of feeling worthy to
A lot of
spend.
mothers do this, na? They उनको अगर family पे spend करें, हम अपने आप पे ना spend करें.
So that is, it's
And they think it's very noble, like
It's-
they're sacrificing themselves.
because you're pleasing somebody else for that gratification.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you are actually discounting yourself,
Believing that wealth is meant for others.
not
Not
deserving
for me.
of money,
Yeah.
not deserving of wealth. Yeah.
Okay.
That I don't deserve it.
Impulse shopping for instant gratification is a symptom of.
Same thing. I think lack of self for that void,
Hmm.
which is missing, the happiness and peace within.
Hmm.
So you're looking for external validation.
Avoiding looking at your bank account is usually a sign of.
Avoiding looking. There are some people who actively don't look because, they are very peaceful with the fact that, itna to hai, I don't have to worry about money. So worry leads to go back to your bank account again. Again, I think it comes from fear and anxiety. Yes.
Nice. There are a lot of fear-driven money mindsets people
See, fear
have.
is a low frequency.
Hmm.
Okay, the minute you take money and bring it down to fear, that you are in a low frequency automatically.
Hmm.
Or the minute the fear is induced with money, your frequency drops.
Alright.
And you meet at a fear frequency, which is like probably 100, 120, that's about it. And therefore you feel very low. Every time you have to rise up, you go shopping. Every time you have to rise up, go holidaying. But you come back to the same fear frequency. Yeah. The minute you change that fear into joy, it's over 500 bucks. Then whether you're shopping, not shopping, you're enjoying a 500 rupees H&M t-shirt or you're enjoying a 50,000 rupees Louis Vuitton t-shirt, it's the same thing.
So, a few more rapid fire questions. Saving and investing consistently is linked to.
Self-respect and self-discipline.
Nice. Equating net worth with self worth can trap you in.
I think lack mindset, fear-driven approach to money.
Okay. Some people feel they need to pay the bill every time, even if they're not that rich.
People pleasing.
So, this is not a quality, this is a.
You're just pleasing people. You're just trying to prove your worth again. So that you
Self-worth.
can, yes. There are people who keep buying cars on debt. The real money is not there, but you have to have 3 cars in the house. It's the same psychology.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to respect money enough to honor its value. Yeah.
For those who say, I can never save money, no matter how hard I try.
Everyone can. Again, how you value your future.
Okay. Saying I'll be happy when I earn 80 lakh rupees reflects.
The lack of understanding between the relationship of happiness and money. Happiness is not driven by how much money you earn. Yes.
Okay. Always needing luxury brands to feel good about yourself reveals.
Again, proving your worth.
Avoiding taking a loan at any cost shows.
It can be self-confidence also.
Okay.
It can be also a measure of that you have enough money to afford what you are buying.
Okay, now let's talk about the spiritual lens of money. Because money is what we call a feminine principle.
Yeah.
Right? I've heard this many times, so now I'm understanding it. The 2 richest communities, if you see in India, that I know of, are the Gujaratis and the Marwadis. Both these communities I have seen how much respect and importance they give the women in the house.
Yeah.
The mother of the house or dadi of the house is given the chabi, or the wife of the house is given the chabi and the challa she used to wear on her sari with a chum chum sound. The man used to earn the money, the woman used to save and invest the money.
Right.
It is that beautiful and simple a relationship, really. And I have seen these 2 communities with money really flourish. Like it's generation after generation after generation. And this is the one common thing I've seen in both these communities. There was a time when the women did not work, and the men used to work, and this system used to happen. Now, I think things are different, but all the same, respecting the woman and the connection with money, there is this relationship, isn't it?
Goddess Lakshmi.
Goddess Lakshmi.
Yes.
Yeah. What does this relationship look like?
It's a beautiful relationship. It's a very synchronistic relationship again. Feminine energy, as you rightly said, is a nurturing energy. Wherever you bring in that feminism, okay, and I'm not talking about females. I'm talking about feminine energy, which is also present in men. Okay, but masculine energy is dominant in men, right? They are the ones who create. And women of feminine energy is the one which grows. Okay, so wherever you see, if these 2 are brought together, to masculine and feminine energy, that space, that business, that work, that job, everything will grow. So it's all about allocating the required respect to both the energies. Now, if let's say this nurturing energy is converted to fear, okay, that nurturing aspect goes away. The money will degrow. It's again the frequency. Okay, masculine, feminine, great combination.
But
very high.
what is the masculine, feminine? Like,
Which is what I said. One creates, the other nurtures.
okay.
Okay. You have to also create something, na? And then grow it. Okay. You plant a seed, but somebody has to keep adding water or, some salts or whatever, the fertilizers to grow it and make sure that it's protected. That's the feminine energy. Anybody with these two traits can create and grow. But if you don't respect it, it will result into loss of peace, fear-led decisions, okay, destruction, because the two energies are not aligned. So it will also destroy things. People go into debt. If these two aspects of a relationship with self and husband, wife, or two partners or whatever is not maintained. So it can disturb the equilibrium a lot.
I'm going to say something which I probably should not say, but I'm just going to put it out there because it's come to me right now. In all my relationships, where the men have betrayed me, hurt me, disrespected me, I'd say more than anything else, today when I look at them, they are not in good financial positions.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's linked. I've never wished them any harm like that. But I have seen this.
Yeah.
And not just in my life, but in many people's lives.
Yeah.
The more आप अपने partner को, अपने wife को देते हो, I've seen men who pamper their wives with gifts. They do so well in life.
Yeah.
Is this real or is this just my perception?
No, it is real. So when two complementing energies come together, so wherever you see a husband and a wife working together, they usually prosper a lot. And not just in terms of money. Okay, they have a happy home. Yeah, and they're able to take care of the responsibilities. The minute one over the other. So you rightly said, so there are also examples where these two energies have been managed very well and they're flourishing. And it's not just about external factors. It's not just about how much money you are making, or there are people who lose peace of mind if this balance is not maintained, right? So if let's say...
So how do you maintain the balance? By
respecting,
respect.
absolutely.
Okay.
Respecting it and nurturing it with love.
Acha.
You not allow the money to control anything.
Huh.
Then you are using the money for very wrong reasons. Okay, and those reasons will come back to you. If you are giving stress to someone, that stress is coming back to you.
Acha.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you give peace to someone, a lot of peace will come back to you. If you're giving happiness it's an exchange of energy, and that's what you said. Gift is just one external manifestation of happiness.
No, I've generally seen this. I've seen husbands who give their wives a lot of gifts. Their just businesses are growing, and I always thought, is there a connection? Is there a connection?
They are nurturing the nurturing energy.
Yeah.
So it's all coming back to them.
Yeah. And in return, the wife respects the man even more.
Absolutely. So his way of showing love is gifts. Okay, and that's coming back to him. That's what she's giving to him. It's about energies. Now you give fear. If you try to control your wife with money, there's that, or anybody, any relationship.
Controlling the wife through money is also...
Or anybody for that matter, let's say employees or anybody, that same energy is going to come to you. The minute you said, listen, money is not an issue, it actually becomes a non-issue. Then it gives you power to do what you want, the love that you kind of deserve in your life, the peace that you want to live with, everything comes there.
Let's talk about financial karma now. We can't talk about psychology and spirituality.
Past life ko kaise chhod de?
Out of this. I mean, is just shifting your money mindset enough? Because I feel sometimes karma is doing its job.
Karma is, of course, karma is what actions, what we've done in our past life. Okay, this is not the only life we are living. We have past life and we also have future life.
Yeah.
Right? So karma is not just past karma, it is today's karma and future karma as well. Our actions today matter a lot. Okay. Now, if you have a debit in your account from your past life, you will have to pay it now. Okay? And some ways to identify, are you in a karmic debt, financial karmic debt? And there are many ways of, there are many different kinds of debts. There can be relationship debt, financial debt, health debt, there are financial debt. Ways to identify is that, are you stuck in a cycle where you earn money, you lose money, you earn money, you lose money, okay?
Mm.
Or it can be that you're not able to come out of your poverty mindset,
Mm.
okay? That's a financial type. There are people who constantly cheat you,
Mm.
okay?
Mm.
So there is something which
मेरी
is,
किस्मत ही खराब है.
बोलते हैं किस्मत खराब है, मुझे सिर्फ cheaters ही मिलते हैं, but ऐसा नहीं है.
Mm.
Okay, there is some karmic debt that you are carrying forward. A lesson has not been learned, and therefore you're still attracting the same karma.
To learn the lesson.
To learn
For
the
your benefit.
lesson. It's for our benefit.
Okay.
The minute we change our action,
Hmm.
the minute we understand, change our action, future will be different. So there was an example I'll give you. There was a person who was constantly in debt.
Mm.
Okay, and his business was running on debt. The whole business was designed on, okay, this is how much debt I will carry forward in my business because my clients do not pay.
Oh, he said that.
He said
Oh,
that.
okay.
Okay, so that was his problem. So he said, I don't want this life. I'm like constantly living on the edge.
Hmm.
Okay, and I do not know whether the client will pay. I've already given the service. So how do I come out of it? Okay, I don't see any way, at least in this lifetime. He was my mentee, and this was my kind of, I had to sit him down and ask him, okay, fine. If you do not want debt, what is it that you want?
Huh.
Okay, has he been able to define this for himself? आपको ये नहीं चाहिए पर क्या चाहिए? Because the minute you know what you want, your action will change.
Mm.
Yeah. So this was a big exercise that we had to do with him, just to make him come to the point of defining for himself as to what he wants.
Mm.
Many people do not even know what they want. They just know what they do not want. How to come out of it? What is it that they want? Nobody knows. Okay, so it's very important. We should know what you want. So the minute he identified that I want my customers to pay me advance.
Mm.
Okay. There we go. His mindset changed. And this mindset helped him change his actions. So the next meeting he went, he asked for advance.
Mm.
And do you think he got it?
Depend with the confidence with which he went.
Let's say he went very confidently.
He
He did
got
the
it.
work. He got it.
Then he got
He
it.
got it.
Yeah.
And from there on, all his clients have been paying advance.
Hmm.
I'm not getting into 10%, 20%, 30%.
Correct.
At least he's out of that 50% debt.
Hmm.
Okay. Now into an advanced state.
Hmm.
And slowly his life is turning around.
Hmm. So mindset shifts also takes a little bit of training, sitting with yourself.
Self-awareness is very important. It's so important. Where are you trapped?
Hmm.
Are you even trapped in the first place?
Hmm.
What is holding you back? That awareness will lead to next step.
I have a very simple relationship with money. I write all my desires down.
Hmm.
मुझे ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, ये चाहिए, मुझे यहाँ travel करना है, मेरे को ये खरीदना है, मेरे को यहाँ पे ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, वो चाहिए. How I get the money, I don't know. I then just leave it to the universe. I said, you provide for me.
Yeah.
That's the confidence with which I talk.
Yeah.
And it invariably happens. My relationship with money is when I need to just come.
Yeah. So since we discussed energy,
Yeah.
you know it so well. You're already using that energy to manifest your dreams. This is called manifestation.
Yeah.
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 So writing down something is a portal.
Ah.
The minute you write it down, energy starts flowing there.
I have books written.
Yeah. But if
Yeah,
you don't
no,
write,
I
again,
know.
self-awareness. You
Yeah.
are already self-aware. You know what you want. Starts with self-awareness. Yeah.
Let me ask you a very fun question.
Hmm.
If money was your or our spiritual teacher, what would it be trying to teach us?
Having faith. Faith is the opposite of fear. That's a big lesson.
I don't think if I have faith, and I think I do. When I've just said these are my desires, you provide, that's faith, right?
Yeah. And it's not that I never had fear or you never had fear around money.
I have so many fears.
Even I had. Like, I have so many circumstances in my life where I have like gone down like crazy, right? Even to zero in terms of my financial, whatever, savings, etc. But I mean, consciously, I think I've turned that fear into faith by a lot of practices, again, self-awareness and working upon this conversion of energy from fear to faith and getting that abundance mindset, the gratitude, and so it's quite possible.
So charity is also important. Gratitude is important. All these things have an impact on our prosperity.
Everything has an impact on every action has an impact on our prosperity.
If I think negative, I think
Every
fear.
thought, every emotion. Okay, fear is an emotion.
Hmm.
Worry is an emotion. Guilt is an emotion. Shame is an emotion. Why? There are people who are very shameful in spending money and
And
showing
there are
off.
those who look down on those who are rich, like shameful
Yeah.
you're rich.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all emotions. Whatever emotion you're holding, your life will become that.
The more you give, the more comes back to you.
True?
100%?
Yeah.
Cut your coat according to your cloth. जितनी चादर हो उतने पैर फैलाओ.
In the present, yes, but you can always increase the cloth. There's no end to increasing your cloth.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I like that perspective.
Yeah.
A fool and his money soon part.
I think I would agree to it.
Okay.
And I feel that it's more related to not respecting the money. If you're foolish with your money, money will go obviously. Whatever you're casual and frivolous with will go away.
इसका हिंदी वाला भी है ना, अकल से खाली की झोली कभी भरी नहीं. You got
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Okay, money can't buy happiness.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time is money.
Not always.
No.
No. That's a control mindset.
Not if you
Time
have,
में हमेशा पैसा ही कमाना है. It's not that.
not if you have mutual funds. Then the
Time
money
should be for
comes.
yourself. You know, you should. Time is a currency in itself. How you spend it is up to you.
So some people give me payments when I work, and then they have like this. They don't enjoy giving me the money, and I can feel it.
Yeah.
Like they'll make you work. I have to give them 25 calls. पैसे दे दो. अभी 1 महीना हो गया, 2 महीना हो गया, 3 महीना हो गया. What do we say to those people?
They are very fearful people, right? So again, I think they lack gratitude. They've got something in return, but they're not. But that's not your problem to solve. It's their problem to solve.
I know, but I have to work really hard for it.
You'll get your money. So many a times, one of the programs that we do is on how to create the flow of money, even if somebody is not paying you. Okay, so universe has its way. As long as you are keeping your money energy intact, it will come to you. Don't control the source of money.
Don't send them bad energy.
Don't control the source of money. Maybe this money is tough, but there's something that is coming to you from another source. You never know, and it's bigger. So the minute you let go, something else will come. You have to create space. Constantly create space within yourself.
And when you spend, you create more space for more money to come.
Absolutely. You are also fearful, right? So if somebody is not paying you, then instantly the fear kicks off.
All right, Molly, here are the 3 basic questions every human being on this planet wants to know. और पैसे कैसे कमाऊं? और पैसे कैसे save करूं? And how can I make my money grow by itself?
So I feel, and I really believe in planning, Shonali. And wherever there is a plan, you will progress. Okay, so it's very important you sit with a paper and pen and make your own plan. Okay, and why I emphasize on your own plan is because you have to define your needs, which are your current needs. Basically, आपका रोटी, कपड़ा, मकान, जो आपके आज के expenses हैं, वो कैसे आप meet करेंगे?
और सबकी needs अलग-अलग
सबके अलग-अलग needs होते हैं. So we are not going there कि किसका क्या lifestyle है वो सब. But आपका जो lifestyle है, वो आपको कैसे maintain करना है, कितना उसका expense है, वो एक प्लानर में डालिए.
अच्छा.
सेकेंड पार्ट, आप अपने वांट्स प्लानर में डालिए कि आपको बियॉन्ड बेसिक खर्चा, रोटी, कपड़ा, मकान, कि आपको कहीं बाहर घूमने जाना है, आपको फैमिली को मूवी दिखानी है, या आपको शॉपिंग करनी है. सो दोज आर वांट्स. ट्रैवल करना है, वो सब आप सेकेंड बकेट में डालिए. थर्ड बकेट इज योर फ्यूचर नीड्स. ठीक है, तो आपका आज का तो खर्चा निकल गया, बट अगर 1 महीने बाद मेरी कोई और नीड आएगी, या मुझे अपना घर बनाना है, अपनी कार खरीदनी है, या अपनी कार अपग्रेड करनी है, तो उसके लिए मैं कैसे प्लान करूं? ठीक है, उसके लिए प्लानिंग आपको आज से स्टार्ट करनी पड़ेगी. राइट, सो इट्स वेरी सिंपल. 3 buckets: needs, current needs,
need bucket,
want bucket, and future needs
bucket.
bucket. Okay, yeah, simple formula. ये आप पूरा define करिए, and then you can allocate whatever you're earning and divide it between these 3 buckets.
Thank you for simplifying it.
Yeah.
Making it look so simple because लोग डरते हैं financial planning से, बहुत डरते हैं.
I think the key is to just sit and put it on paper.
Yeah.
I think it's very simple.
The purpose of this episode for me was that I want people to know that it's don't run away, don't get scared of money.
That's the biggest blind spot. The more you run, the worse it gets. Sit with it.
Sit with it.
Just sit with it and it becomes very simple. All the fear around investment goes away when you see, ये 3 चीजें ही तो है.
Also, when the money starts coming in, then you're like, this I must do. You will
Yeah, and when that 20% goes to 22%, 25%, then that's the fun of it,
Yeah.
right?
If I had my way, I would teach the children in school somewhere how to invest your money and how to save money and, just these basic things.
Yeah.
Because not all parents have the wisdom to pass that on to the children.
Right.
But what are the most foolish mistakes that you have seen people make with money? Like for me, like if someone takes a loan to buy an iPhone, मुझे दर्द होता है।
Yeah.
जब आईफोन के लिए कोई लोन लेगा तो मुझे उससे बहुत दर्द होता है. Like I feel that's a foolish decision. What are anything you've seen like this which are really foolish?
So one big blind spot is that we believe that money is constantly growing by itself. It's not. It's actually degrowing. Inflation is eating away the value of money.
Mm.
So today, if the value of 100 rupees is, let's say, 1 kg of mangoes, after 5 years, it'll probably fetch you 1 mango. So the value of money degrows. The second blind spot is postponement of investment. Okay, we don't actively think about investing today. We always leave it to some other day.
बाद में करेंगे.
बाद में करेंगे.
Procrastination. हाँ.
हो जाएगा. ऐसे नहीं होता है. आपकी जिधर एनर्जी जाती है वही होता है. तो जब तक आप बैठ के उसके बारे में सोचेंगे नहीं, प्लान नहीं करेंगे, वो नहीं होएगा. ठीक है. If money is important, and I feel we agree that money is very important.
Yeah.
It is very important. Okay. That's why we are sitting here and discussing. It is very important. So why are you ignoring it?
At what age should I start saving?
As soon as you start earning.
Let's go with the presumption that buying your own house that you're going to live in is an emotional decision. Do you subscribe to this thinking or not?
I would say if you have to live in the house, Shonali, then it gives you safety, right? So it is addressing the safety need. Go ahead and buy it. Okay. So I've lived in rented apartments for 20 years. And when I moved into my apartment, the feeling was different.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I want to tell people.
The feeling is absolutely different.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful feeling. You feel more settled. You feel more at peace.
Yeah.
And you're calmer. You're not like a lot of worries taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay. So that aspect of having your own house is beautiful.
It's an emotional decision.
It's an emotional decision.
It's not
Absolutely
really
takes care of-
returns.
Absolutely.
I'm not making money on this. There's no rental income coming from my own house that I'm living in. But it just gives me so much peace of mind.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as long as you've decided that, you have to live in the city, it's good that you convert your want into need
Yeah.
and buy the house.
Yeah. Or convert the need into want.
No.
Want into need.
Okay. Because house is a need now, right?
Yeah. So a lot of people feel that in today's market to put the money in mutual funds is actually a wiser choice than blocking your money in real estate.
So, Shonali, you've been very wise in taking investment decisions, buying your own house, and at a very early age. And I think you are also very proud of the fact that you're very financially savvy. I totally appreciate this part about you. So tell me, how did you go about taking your investment decisions?
Firstly, I wing it. I'm a lazy person.
Mm-hmm.
I like to delegate. So if my money is coming in and I know the bank is giving me ridiculous returns, fixed deposits are old school. You don't do that anymore. I said, how do I I don't want to work too hard in life. I want to work smart, not hard. So how do I make my money grow?
Mm-hmm.
Is where the question came in, which everybody asks this question. The difference is, what do you do about it?
Right.
So I said, I can thank my father a little bit on this because he really pushed me to invest my money.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a portfolio manager and I didn't know anything about finance or money or the market when I met him. But I pretended to learn a few big words here and there and I was just dropping those words in front of him. And he was actually like, wow, ma'am, you actually know all these things. I said, yeah, I do. But I don't want him to think I don't know all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And from there on, I just give him. So whenever I get a bigger check, because I'm a freelancer, and sometimes the checks are bigger and sometimes they're smaller. So whenever I get a little bigger check, I make sure 50% of that or 20% of that, I have a percentage cut off every time that I give to him and I say, do what you want with this.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll say, okay, and he'll invest that money for me.
Right.
So I don't understand, it's not so hard really. So I just kind of, my investment portfolio looks like this. It's very simple.
Mm.
I bought my house, emotional decision. The rest of the money all goes in mutual funds or as
And it's
savings.
a very rational decision.
Yeah, okay, as savings and a little percent, I say about 10% of it, maybe less, maybe 5% actually, goes into gold because I always have this old school fear that what if the economy crashes, then at least I'll have bullion to save me from disaster.
Okay.
So that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else. It's just that 3-part, buy your own house, pay off the loan, and invest in mutual funds, and then a little bit of gold.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. You know yourself so well. And that's why we started, right? You should know yourselves well enough to take the right decisions in terms of your money. So great. I think you
What do you
touched upon a very important aspect, that managing money is not difficult.
It's not, right?
It's very simple.
It's very simple.
It's very simple.
Yes.
Yes. So most people fear just talking about investments.
Huh.
Okay, fearing money is another, that is the next level. But just talking about investments is a very fearful decision or an act. So if you've done it, and
What do you do? What is your financial plan?
I think very similar to yours. Maybe the underlying factors could be a little different. So one is house,
Yeah.
that gives me peace and safety. Mutual funds,
Mm.
like bulk of my investments are in mutual funds. Gold is to enjoy the jewelry and the beauty part of it. So
And
it
it comes
gives me
from
joy.
fear. Yours comes from joy.
Exactly. So the underlying, probably the feeling and the emotion is different. And that's about it, like a good car.
Any house and investment?
No.
No. This is the time to make money in this country. All right, Molly, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I think we've covered everything from abundance mindset to fear to joy to how to enjoy your money, how to save your money practically, spiritually, karmically.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It was so lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.